8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, Heise, I guess this is the last. Thank you. Gameplay, we play with this game. Okay. So I don't know how big the gameplay will be. Probably, I'm not quite sure. 40 minutes, 50. If the gameplay gets very small, I will put Double Exposure, which is the sequel to Life is Strange 1. We have Double Exposure Before the Storm, the Farewell, which is only one chapter. These are the prequels of Life is Strange. And then we have Life is Strange 1. And there is also the Wavelength with Steph in this. Steph's story is here, the one that I am in now. But I haven't purchased it yet and I haven't played it yet, so I can do that and play this game too. I prefer a story-oriented gameplay where I'm just behind the screen and I'm getting lost in the gameplay, you know. It's really something I need after I moved. But anyways, so yeah, I still don't like my house. I still wanna come with you. I don't like the house. I definitely don't like it. But anyways, so we ended up the entire nightmare of Alex, and now we are hid inside the fucking mine, trying to get out. Okay. I don't see my fucking nose here. Okay. Not much better, but I guess it is a little bit. Okay, so we have how's that thing called? Match. We have a match that we found in the drawer or something. I think we took that when we played the match. I like the story, but I still say the first game with Chloe and Max is, and nobody can beat that game. That game is amazing, and the symbolism and all that stuff is amazing. Okay.
I've got to find a way out of here. No more ladder. Not that I'd be much good at climbing.
Okay, can you go there? We are hit as fuck. Yeah, that's the allegory of the cave over there. Okay, so let's go there. What does it say?
Mines growing into mines, just like Jet said.
Okay. Okay, so, or dead rat. Okay.
I'm gonna choose not to read anything into this.
Poor animal.
I could almost laugh, if it wouldn't hurt so much.
Safety first. Fuck.
long has this stuff been down here?
Can you see how vain people are? He thought he would kill her because he thinks he's God. Okay? He said if I throw her inside the mine, she will die from the fall and from the bullet. He didn't think clearly that God can seriously not only save people, he can also resurrect people and transform them and make them be for a greater glory, if that makes sense. So he thought he would kill her because he stepped into the shoes of God and said, I can control my narrative and her narrative. And that's very stupid to do, because one day, or one way or the other, one day, one way or the other, you will get that you are not God and you can't control shit in your life, and everything that comes in your path comes from God. Okay? Like the storyteller, the narrator of the story, nothing comes because you decided. Like as we have cutscenes that we can't control, and I say I didn't want to do that. That's the choice of God. I'm not speaking about stuff that I seriously didn't agree and I didn't have a saying and that was stupid from the producer's point of view. I'm speaking about when shit happens in your life, you don't really choose it. It comes from God, and that doesn't mean that He is meant to cause you harm. It means that He's allowing stuff because He wants the bad people to repent. That, for example, let's take the story of Joseph. He permitted Joseph to go to Egypt. These people needed serious help in his brothers. They had to repent. He allowed Joseph to go through this so that his brothers would repent one day. And secondly, because God had prophesied that he had many things in store for Joseph, and Joseph became the second hand of Egypt. The Pharaoh, and I say Egypt, Pharaoh, my mistake. He became like the most important man in Egypt. He married a woman from Egypt and had kids with her. So he had good things happening from this, and also he helped the Egyptians who would starve if it wasn't for him. Okay, so it's not really a miss. You just don't see the greater picture. Maybe we say yes, but it could happen in a different manner. Yes, I agree with that, but we don't know why my father permitted this. As I said, perhaps his only options, as I said, I'm a person, I'm not God, I can't know anything and everything, but maybe the only options that my father had back then were to help like this from Joseph's suffering, his brothers to repent for what they did to him, because if they did, it wasn't just the actions, it's the heart. Like if they didn't do that, they would do something else because their hearts were corrupted. Okay, these were, don't forget, they were the same people who killed an entire village because they didn't like the husband that their sister took. If you remember, the sister was taken by Dina was taken by a guy from a different village, and the guy that took her didn't abuse her. The text says he spoke to her heart, so he was a good guy with her, and probably not probably by all means Dina was happy with him because the text says he spoke to her heart, so that means he was a good husband. And Joseph's brothers deceived the fuck out of him, and they killed the entire village as a consequence, and that was crazy. And they said, wasn't it bad that they took our sister as a prostitute? Nobody said that in the text. The text says that he was a good guy, he just didn't take her with a nice manner, yes, but he was a good husband. So everything else is excused because he is her husband. These people, they needed serious help. And I am sure my father was either I kill the fuck out of them, I kill them, I can't bear their bullshit anymore, or he was like, I let Joseph suffer and use his suffering for greater glory both for him and for Egypt, right? And then I convince these people to repent and change their hearts, or I'm sending them to the graveyard. And I know for a fact my father usually, when he has to choose between graveyard and um, long suffering, is the word macrothymos, like long suffering, he would choose long suffering instead of killing instantly. And that's why I disagree with him all the time, because I think he should. I respect why he does that. I guess he loves us too much, but I don't think people deserve it. I think people deserve death. I am Old Testament person, so Old Testament girl if you like. But so Jed did exactly the same. He thought he was God. He thought he controlled his narrative, and he didn't see that God might make Alex survive the fall, and he, Jed that is, caused her to see the depths of the mind and everything that happened because she is an empath, and that can cause his downfall. He didn't see that coming because he is vain. When you don't cooperate with God, one day you will be forced to cooperate with him because this is his story, his narrative. Okay? And if you're like, Helga, does that mean that he's a dictator? No, no, we're not saying that. We say that he decides what is gonna happen, and if you think I can kill this person just because I can, my father will one day prove you that you can't kill anything. And if he permits something, it's because he permitted it. It's not because you could do anything apart from his will. So if you ask Helga, do you believe in that divine will is above human will? I believe that the storylines are controlled. I don't believe it. I know it. Okay, because he's my friend. That's why. That's what I mean. I'm not speculating. He's my friend, and that's why I know. You can't control shit in your life in the sense that everything that happens in your life is not because you sinned or because you did something correctly in, like, I I did something correct, I received this, or I received a curse. No, it happens because he chooses it and you don't really know why you receive it. It's like what Job said, but yes, you can control your narrative in the terms of if my father, for example, says, like for you, you either cooperate with me to take Helga back or you don't and I kill you, let's say. Yes, you have powers to choose if you want to cooperate with my father or if you don't want to cooperate with my father, and then my father will respond accordingly. If you if you wanna cooperate, he will give you Helga. If you don't, he will kill you. So he controls this after that. But apart from that, no, you don't have a say in what happens in your life in the terms of why isn't anybody reading my articles. It's because my father doesn't want anybody to read your articles. And before you say he hates me, no, maybe he wants you to sit down and think why he doesn't permit that. Maybe he wants you to do something else completely and he thinks you are wasting your time. For example, he wants you to pay attention. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but this is how he works. It's not, don't take that like as a sin when something stupid happens in your life. Maybe he wants you to think something, or maybe you have no saying because you know, like you are in spiritual warfare or anything, or maybe there is a different reason. But yes, you don't control your narrative. Just see for yourself what is happening. Like if you have something like that for your articles, for example, no, it's not that he doesn't he doesn't want you to succeed. It's because he has something better for you and you go against him and he's mad and he wants you to do something else. And if you're like, Helga, why does he permit other people? I don't have all the answers. I'm just saying how he usually works. Sometimes he's using other methods as well to teach people. That doesn't mean because he permits somebody else that he is fond of them or he isn't trying to teach them a lesson. He has his own way with everybody, okay? So here we see Jed causing his own downfall. He permitted Alex to go to the mine essentially. He thought he would kill her and he couldn't. Maybe he permits people like Fitzgerald or Bashir or anybody to be a little bit more famous, for example. I don't know, I'm just speculating because I cannot know all the ways he's working with people. He can use that and say, look, can you see you have everything you ever wanted? You are a prince of Egypt. So he can say, is this all that you really want? Or do you feel empty still? Because this type of stuff are empty. And one day, even if you don't want to like admit it to yourself, you will feel empty. That something is missing from your life. Even if you have all the money in the world and all the fame and the glory in the world. I know that because I had my Instagram account and I was famous like in the community. I was famous in the sense like other influencers of history knew me, even professors from other universities knew about my account, okay? um, so no, it doesn't bring you everything you wanted. And my account was one of the biggest in the sense I was 6,000 followers when I ended it. I was like an influencer. Yeah, it feels like 100 years have passed. I was a daily content creator. I had a very big base, and obviously when I stopped that, I kind of let it go. That makes sense. So another person who had so much following was another creator from Italy who had 6K, if I remember correctly, or 5K. Um, Another girl from Slovenia who had 100K. She was the biggest, but she wasn't an undergraduate student. She was a high school student. Okay, she was just interested and she wanted to study it. Um, I don't really remember everybody. I think another girl had 11K. So yeah, I was from the big accounts. I wasn't the biggest. But I was one of the biggest. And in the community, it's not a big community, but yeah, I was feeling empty. I was feeling like I was talking daily with people. I was daily talking with university lecturers, not only with the university that we were. I also spoke with people from Edinburgh, with people from England. Um, I think I had spoken with St. Andrews too. Not quite sure. I don't really remember anymore. I had spoken with even famous historians like Alison Weir. Okay. Um, Empty. It's very empty. It's not it doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you anything. It's like I was doing that. I was feeling the thrill of the moment that I am known, I'm recognized, but I was feeling empty and I wanted to cry. I wanted to say I regret my decision and I couldn't because I had built all this persona around me and I was trapped inside it. It was a golden cage. And that's why I cried to my father after all the things happened with the um, Alastair, okay? And I said, help me, and that's why I'm grateful I was able to change because maybe the degree was fucked up too. that I was with you, but now I am happy. I'm not happy. I'm full of sorrow for many things, because of you, because of my house, because of everything that happened with my father and my Zeus, with my father and Zeus. Zeus is never mine. With my father and Zeus, I am sad, but at the same time, I uh, I am myself. Finally, for the first time, I am myself. Whatever I do, whatever I think is Helga, being unapologetically Helga. It's not something that the society expects her to be, the lecturers at the universities expect her to be. Nothing of all this shit. I post in my YouTube whatever the fuck I wanna post. If I wanna post about sex, I will. If I wanna post about astronomy, I will. If I wanna post a game with Super Mario, I will. I have saying now, because I have chosen my voice and not what my my audience wants me to have. Okay, and I don't complain. Like, I have 655 followers on YouTube, and I'm okay with that. That's really more than I would ever wish for, honestly. I'm grateful for all my subscribers always, but um, I am okay with all that. Even if I didn't have this, I would still be okay, because at the end of the day I have my laptop and I can write my story, and that's all I wanted. So if you are like Helga, do you think it can work the other way? Yes, yeah. The way it worked for me, that I was famous, like Bashir, like Fitzgerald, recognized. You understand that something is missing, and if you don't recognize it, and if you are okay with that, there's something wrong with you, Zé. There is definitely something wrong with you, because it's not so nice as you think. It's not. It's very, very tiring. It really makes you tired. Okay. Thanks for listening to my rant.
Oh, no, 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 come on, no, 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 no. I can do this. I can do this.
Oh my god. So that's spiritual darkness. She is in the dark of, without her eyes of her soul. She has to use her spirituality to go through this. Can you see? She is in the absolute dark.
Okay, that's something.
And she is seeing auras from her past, from the past inside the cave. So this is the actual meaning of the allegory of the cave. I think that my father, fuck, I am always crying when I speak about that, about my father and stuff. That's the true meaning of the allegory of the cave, not the allegory of the cave that Plato gave us. That's shit, that's crap. My father intended to speak about the eyes of the soul. I think that how you are inside a cave in absolute darkness, and you have to not be afraid of the dark and see with the eyes of your soul. That's what I think it would be the meaning of what he would say, because this is what he said to me, that I have to see with the eyes of my soul, not with my physical eyes. This is something that he really likes to say, and she is trapped inside there, and she uses her spiritual eyes to go outside. Okay, it's not about meeting you outside, that's for sure. It's about being. She's following her instinct. She's following her heart, not her physical eyes.
Aura is the only lead I've got.
Exactly, and she will go outside because of that, and she will be her true self when she will be out of the cave. That's the meaning.
All right, boys, getting close.
Held average for life, huh, Jed?
Dig so deep we see where the devil sleeps. Goddamn right.
This is is it? This is what Typhon tried to bury.
A lot of runoff moisture in this soil. Jed, we gotta call it. This dig is fucked.
Nothing's fucked.
Jed, we got no pumps running.
No, my teams have never quit a dig this deep before. We finish the job. Steady goes. Steady.
Fuckless. Move! Come on! Clear the tunnel! Who's on radio? Jed! Fuck! Jed! Jed!
Oh my god.
Okay. So
We gotta move! Now! There's still men back there. They'll drown.
Yeah, and so will we if we don't get the fuck out! Make the call, Jed!
God damn it! God damn it! Everyone, let's go! Now!
so there was an accident when they were digging because he was greedy and he continued digging, and he saved some guys because they said he's a hero, but he also let some other guys be killed because of his mistake.
Smells like fireworks. Must be where Typhon blew the charges.
Okay. The necklace or the ornament.
Dad,
Oh, so it was a necklace. Eventually, that's why we couldn't see it. The thing that our mother gave us was a necklace with our pictures, Gabe and Alex, and that was one of the people that Jed killed in the mine. Of course I knew, I'm just explaining. That was no new info for me. Oh my god.
Jed! Come back! Jed, you son of a bitch!
Jed killed her father as well. Her father, he is responsible for the death of Gabe, and now he almost killed Alex too. He's responsible for 3 people from the same family. What an asshole.
You gotta stop, man.
Jed! Fuck you, Jed! Come back!
It's over, Jed. He's not coming back.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That voice, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, that's Zeus. If you're like, why? Because it doesn't explain why he's sorry, and you hear a father crying and you feel sorrow. I actually feel my stomach aching. That's not from my father, that's corruption from Zeus. I think the producers just put that there because he corrupted something from my dad again. My father gave them an idea and he corrupted it, because this is very. Imagine now having your father, you know that he's working, he's getting tired, you know, and you feel like this empathy, and he says, "I'm so sorry." You feel sadness, don't you? That feeling is from Zeus. It's not from my dad. Okay, that's not from my dad. That's that part of the game was actually from Zeus. Okay. I am an empath like Alex, so yeah, that's why I can see that. It's not only, sometimes it's not only spiritual language, it's also, well, it definitely is, but you know, sometimes I don't read the text just to read the text. Sometimes I'm using also my emotion and then I read the text because I am an empath. So sometimes I work with both. Sometimes I only work with my gut instinct. So if I see something, I'm not saying that I can't read it. I'm saying that, you know, I hear something, my first impression is what hooks me, that this is from Zeus. I'm not staying there and just read like I am a machine. Yes, I do that too, as I said, like we speak Chinese, Greek, like our native languages. I work like that too, obviously. But there is also a good portion of yoga, sorry, who is just working with her gut instinct. And the gut instinct is what made me come here. That I was ignoring it, and then I started feeling it and expressing it more, saying that it has a voice and a purpose, and I am like, my gut instinct, my voice says, my feeling says, no, that's not a genuine source. So I have learned to listen to it more than I did before, and obviously my knowledge helps. The fact that I speak this language, the spiritual language, yes, it helps, but sometimes I only rely on my emotion, and I don't ask for clarification from the spiritual language or whatever. That makes sense. I'm trying to explain it very simple. It's very simply. I'm not sure if I can, but I'm trying to. It's like you hear somebody say in Chinese something, a Chinese phrase. You don't really need to read the Chinese to understand that the person who, if you remember, somebody said "Tao Nima," which means like "fuck your, yeah, mom." So you don't really need to listen to the syntax, the words in Chinese to understand that this guy is hella mad. You can see his eyes, you can hear it in his voice, and that's enough. You can understand that he's saying something bad, and your gut instinct says, okay, that guy is mad. This is how I actually react to stimuli too. So if I hear somebody say something in the spiritual language like that, I'm like, okay, that's not a good source, but then I can see, he said this, he said like Tao Nima. Okay, you see it later, but that doesn't mean that you can't understand what he said, obviously. I explain it how it works for me, if this is more understandable than something else. Okay, so she took off his slut, like the label with his name. I have to change position of my feet. It really hurts like that. I don't know. Is this a good frame? Yeah, it is.
And during my time here, I've come to realize what makes Haven so special. It's a flower shop run by multiple generations. A bar owner who greets every customer by name. It's a spring festival tradition going back 100 years.
Okay.
History, loyalty, pride. These values which
This is how I hear all of you in the university, how you speak. You seem like detached from reality, far away from this reality, and hypocrites. Like eh, the world the world is suffering, people are dying, people have problems, people have serious problems, like my problems, like um speaking with demons when you didn't even choose to, right? You guys are just mumbling from amphitheaters dressed with expensive clothing, with serious faces, with very eloquent manners about like I don't know how to describe it. Like this is how I hear you speaking. Like I remember you guys saying that the motto of the uni is be the change, be the diversity, be your own voice, make a difference. Like something like that is the motto. Be the difference, diversity, something like that. And you guys didn't let me speak. And you were speaking about human rights, women's power, um, different cultures, and you guys were so racist and misogynistic to the core, and you just spoke with eloquent manners and said, I'm not excusing you from all this. I'm not excluding you from all this. You are the same with them. You have become like them. And if this saddens you and you are like, Helga, I didn't want you to see me like that, Zed, do something about that then, because this is how I see you indeed. The reason that I see you differently and I'm not like I'm treating you like I treat the others, definitely because I think you are like them. The reason why I discuss seriously about this with you over the camera, over the video, is because my father thinks that you are better like than that. He's very fond of you. He says you are a good person. If he didn't say anything there, I wouldn't even bother discussing this with you because I don't think that people in your age change and can change. I think that you can't change, honestly. The fact that the fact that you didn't think that maybe you aren't listening to me just proves my point how self-absorbed and arrogant and selfish you are. The fact that it never crossed your mind. And if you're like, Helga, you never asked me if I was okay, Ze, I never told you stop speaking. You were always speaking about yourself. If you wanted to say something serious about yourself, you had to when you had the chance. You chose not to. You were the one speaking between us. I was the one that was discouraged from speaking her voice. Okay, so it's not my problem that I didn't. You didn't tell me what was the matter with you. Okay, because whenever I tried to speak to you about what mattered to me, you didn't even pay attention, and I just let you be because I understood you don't care. And if you think, Helga, I didn't understand, I cared, okay, Zay, you can change your future. You can come to me back, call me for a dinner, and tell me you are sorry and you wanna take things from the beginning because you fucked up. And if you wanna say you didn't fuck up, Zay, you mislead yourself, you deceive yourself, you are lying to yourself. You know you fucked up everything, okay? And if you don't want me to put you with the other fuckers of the uni, then do something about it. Change your life, change your perspective, change who you are. And when I say who you are, I'm not speaking about your personality, what you like or what you don't like. I mean these aspects that you don't hear people speaking when they speak and you don't wanna hear them speak. You discourage their voice and you are a hypocrite. You are speaking about human rights, races, and genders, and you are inherent, like very deeply misogynistic and racist yourself. Change all that crap about you, become a better ze yourself, okay? And then we can discuss me not including you anymore with the other fuckers from the uni, okay? But as from the beginning I have to see progress, and I don't think you can ever make progress in this stuff. I don't think so because you are almost 45. How old are you, Zay? Are you born 1981? You are almost 45. you are very old for me to change personality at this stage. If you are 43, you are beyond the grave old for that. I don't even, if somebody from my age was like that and told me how you see me and I said I see you as a misogynist and a racist, I would say I don't think you can change when you are 25, 24. I'm 24, okay? I would say I don't think you can change when you are 24 because you are already too old. You aren't 24, you are 43 I think, or 44, you are very old for that. But if you wanna change, then do something. And if I see progress, we discuss taking you out of the circus that you're working in, okay? Because that place is a brothel and a circus. It's not a serious job, It's not.
Which define Haven are the same values that Typhon was built on. And that is why our partnership has been so successful.
These values which defend the Haven are the values that have built up Typhon. That's why we are successful. How empty words, empty, vain and empty.
It's been my privilege to renew Typhon's commitment to Haven. We believe in this community, and we're tremendously excited for its future.
Liar. Hypocrite.
Thank you, Diane.
Diane is a
I
hypocrite.
think I speak for all of us when I say we're eager to make this official. So, time to vote, folks. And then lunch.
Hypocrites. Huge hypocrites. Huge hypocrites. Hypocrites. Crazy actors. All of them. Let's see who believes our story with our choices. I'm not gonna spoil.
Alex! Oh my god! I'm fine. You are not fine. We have to get you to a doctor.
What happened to you?
I'm going to be okay. This will be hard to hear. This will be hard to hear, I would say.
I found out something you need to hear. I'm sorry.
What?
Alex, you're hurt.
Do you need help? We can call an ambulance.
Typhon's been lying to all of you.
Okay, bust them. Bust them, Alex.
And so has Jed Lucan.
Yeah. Can you see the lying face? He's pretending he doesn't know anything. The fucker. Zed, do you think he would admit? He would confess? Of course not. Of course.
Alex, what's going on?
Fuck you. Don't pretend. Zed, what is Helga answering? Don't pretend. Or fuck you. Did you make up your mind?
Fuck you.
Do you think I would have the choice and I couldn't pick it if I had to?
What the hell happened?
I was down in the mine last night. I saw what Typhon's been hiding for 12 years. Jed Lucan isn't a hero. That whole story is a lie. Jed caused the accident. And then he abandoned 7 of his men. He let them drown to save himself. There were pictures of me and Gabe down there in the dirt. Because one of those miners was my father. Typhon wanted to keep this covered up in case it jeopardized the vote.
They are afraid. They are ruthless. They are afraid. They are ruthless. They are afraid. They are afraid because the person who is ruthless is because the person is actually afraid. Okay. My English isn't Englishing, yeah, but when you are ruthless, you aren't ruthless because that's what you are. You are afraid. That's what motivates you to be ruthless. Okay, You are showing teeth because you are very scared, okay?
Everyone at that company is scared to death.
Yeah.
All they do is protect themselves.
Yeah.
So they decided to bury the evidence.
Yeah.
And nothing was going to stop that blast. Not even the fact that there were 4 people up in the mountains.
Yep.
That's how Gabe was killed. Jed knew all along. He covered up the truth about the past, about Gabe. And when I found out, as you can see, he tried to kill me too.
Okay. I think I know from my answers who will help me. But let's see. I think I know how many of them will believe my story. Let's see.
Why aren't any of you saying anything?
I'm not gonna spoil, obviously, but let's see the story.
We don't want to embarrass you, Alex.
Not embarrassed. Didn't ask you. Didn't ask you. I didn't ask her.
I wasn't asking you.
Yeah.
The things you've said obligate me to at least address them.
Why? Only a person who is afraid to death would be obliged, is this how you say it, to address something. When you are feeling you have to do something, yeah, you are fucking scared to death. Beyond the grave scared, actually. That's, you see an eloquent manner, beautiful English, no. This person, Diane, is fucking scared. That's why she's speaking, okay?
These accusations are, well, they're insane.
Okay, whatever.
And trying to go into the mine was obviously a very dangerous, very illegal thing to do.
Obviously.
But we all sympathize with your situation.
Okay.
You've been through so much.
Okay.
Your brother was your only family, wasn't he?
Okay.
I can only imagine how much you want an explanation for his loss. Something to give you comfort and make your life seem less unfair.
Can you see that Diane sees she's hurt, Alex is hurt, like she has wounds and cuts, and he says all that stuff. This is a spiritual meaning. It says that people see the truth, they ignore it, they have fought with the truth. And I post the video. If you see the edit, that you will see that I have cut some parts in the game. I didn't cut any scene. I just pressed pause, and you will see me editing. I am excluding the pause that I pressed on the camera. Okay, so I didn't take any frame out. I just removed in the edit. You will see it, the pause that I pressed on my game. Okay. Because I searched something that 2J said when he played the game. It's not the time yet to say it. I will say it in a minute. But yeah, I will explain why people have fought with the truth and why evidence doesn't matter. Because the evidence says not the USB. 2J spoke about the USB. It's not about you having cuts and bruises. Okay? It's about using your own voice. Basically, it's you and your voice, and them and their voice. Evidence don't matter in the spiritual language. It's you and your words and the spirits that spoke through the words. Like, be it Yahweh, be it Zeus, be it only a human voice. And usually the human voice is motivated by Zeus. It's not motivated by Yahweh. When a person speaks alone, it's like voting. If you vote in the elections in democracy, I'm explaining you how democracy works. Maybe you don't know that. If in democracy you have, let's say, Mitsotakis, that's the Greek PM, okay, and Alexis Tsipras, who is the other party, okay, and I vote Alexis Tsipras, okay, one vote. you vote Alexis Tsipras and Fitzgerald votes for Mitsotakis, okay? So we have 3 votes, okay? If there is somebody third, let's say your dog, Hannah, she goes to vote, okay? She votes, I don't know, and that's an option in the elections, I don't know. If Hannah votes I don't know, the vote won't go I don't know, so you have 2 Tsipras, 1 Mitsotakis, 1 I don't know. No, the I don't know is counted as Mitsotakis. So Mitsotakis has 3 and Tsipras. And Mitsotakis has 1 still. Why? Because you and me voted for Tsipras and he has 2, and Fitzgerald voted for Mitsotakis and he has 1. Okay? The I don't know goes with the one in democracy that has the most votes. That's how it is counted in democracy. So this is why you are discouraged to say I don't know in the elections, because if you say I don't know, the biggest party will take the votes. Okay, this is how it works. You have to be aware of that. So you have to use your voice, and remember that your voice, if you are alone, that's what I said about the votes, goes with the biggest party. And the biggest party of this world, the god of this world, is Zeus, the devil. So if you say I don't know in the elections between Yahweh and Zeus, Zeus takes the vote, not Yahweh. If you wanna be with my father, you have to be vocal, you are with my father. You have to say I am with Jesus. You have to confess it with your mouth, I am with Jesus, I am with Yahweh. If you don't say it and say I don't know, you play Switzerland in the war, I'm sorry, Zeus will take the vote. The devil. This is how it works, and he will be able to use your voice after that. If you say I don't know, Zeus is using your voice against him, okay, against you, for him, against you, and against Yahweh as a consequence. This is why, that's why I'm saying you this in, about this game, okay? Use your voice cleverly. That's what I'm saying. Use your voice cleverly. Be sure what you say, how you say it, and remember your voice matters, because if you don't speak, the biggest vote will be taken by the greatest party, okay? And that's what Diane also does. That's what I wanted to say lastly about this. Diane doesn't agree with Typhon, but she's siding with Typhon all the time. It doesn't matter if she's for Yahweh when she's actually voting Zeus all the time. So if you say I don't know, the vote goes to Zeus. If you disagree with Zeus but still support him, the vote goes to Zeus again. You have to be vocal for Yahweh if you wanna work for Yahweh. If you work in secret, I'm sorry, Zeus takes everything. So use your voice cleverly next time. That's what I say. And in a minute I will explain to you a sequence by Tudze. Okay. I know you have a conscience. You suppress the evidence. She doesn't have a conscience because she's working for Zeus. I just explained this part, okay? You suppress the evidence. Call her out. Call her out.
You know there's proof of the cover-up. You had Pike arrest me to suppress the evidence.
Officer Pike arrested you for stealing items from my purse. Perhaps you were looking for evidence?
And I found it. Which is why you and Jed tried to threaten me into silence.
Exactly.
Dad? Do you have any idea what Alex is talking about?
No,
Of course.
I don't.
Do you think he would say
I
that?
tried to be there for Alex since Gabe died. I thought, I don't know, I hoped I could be something of a father figure to
Of
her.
course. Didn't I say that the only reason he gave us the flat was to use it as a weapon and take us by his side? If he can't take us by his side, he will use it against us, that he tried to be a father figure, but we didn't try to have him as a father figure, and we worked against him. That's how mystics work, okay?
All I can guess is, sometimes when we're hurting, the people we lash out at are the ones who are trying to help.
Of course. Okay, you are lying. You are a monster. Okay. This is in this scene, in this part of the scene, this sequence. 2J said something about the USB. So I will put it here. See the clip, and when you see it, I will analyze it. Okay?
No,
Ανεξιάζα ότι είναι ο
I
παπάς του.
don't. I've tried to be there for Alex since
Με-
Gabe died.
Με βγάζουν
I
ψεύτρα.
I don't know. I hoped I could be something of a father figure to her.
Με βγάζουν ψεύτρα.
All I can guess is,
Έχω το USB.
sometimes when we're hurting, the people we lash out at are the ones who are trying to help.
Το USB. Το USB που είναι? Το USB που είναι? Wait, το πήρε ο Πάτσος.
Okay. Now that you saw what he said, I will have put also the translation in what he said, so you can see it. I understand where he's coming from. I understand why maybe even you will think that, like, we have the USB, why aren't we seeing the USB? I can explain plainly why it doesn't matter. Why it doesn't matter that we have the USB. The USB is only for personal use in the game, and in real life, didn't I say I wouldn't try to take the USB? In real life and in the game, and this is how spiritual language works, the evidences there are for you. If you try to find the truth about Imogen Stondon, you have to search for yourself and keep the documents to yourself. Don't use them to prove anything to anybody. Why? Because people don't want to know the truth. The truth is nobody's concern. It's only your concern. You want to know the truth. If people just wanted to know the truth, they would have already found it. Okay? That's how my father works. He says, when you search for me, you will find me. When you search for me with all your heart. That means when you are truthful to yourself and you don't deceive actively yourself and lie to yourself, you will find Yahweh. When you don't find Yahweh, it's because you deceive yourself. You like to lie to yourself, and you want to say doctrines upon doctrines about deities. Okay? That's how it works. So people who are trying to find God but they can't, it's because it's not that they can't find God, they don't want to find God, because when you give them the evidence, they don't want to listen to it. They say, I want to know who God is, and when you say to them it's Yahweh, they start saying Persis is bad, Yahweh hates people, he did this in Egypt, he says he's the true God because he's a tyrant, because he's a bad person, because he hates people like this and that, women, gays, whatever, and they don't want to see it for themselves and see. What I'm saying is this factual. Maybe Yahweh is the true God. Maybe what I know about him is very, very incorrect, and maybe I have to refine what I know about him. Maybe he isn't a hateful God. Maybe he doesn't hate anybody, gays, women, whatever. Maybe I have a wrong understanding, and maybe he is who he says he is. They don't sit to even discuss it. They are already in the defensive mode, and they say, no, that's a lie. You give them the lie and they reject. You give them the truth and they reject the truth. That's why Jesus said, the Gospel of John says he came into his own but they didn't recognize him. And it says in Isaiah, he didn't let them see the truth so that they can be saved. That means they didn't want to see the truth. That's what it means. Because my Father is the truth. If you don't want to see the truth, it's not that he blocks you. It's because you block him. That's what the passage means. Persis reads it badly, yes, but at least Persis acknowledges my Father at the end of the day, and some people don't. So about the USB, what 2J says, where is the USB? I have evidence. Nobody cares about the evidence, guys. Nobody cares about the evidence. I'm saying this because 2J and UJ are the same age. He's also in his 40s now. He is born in the 1980s to early 1980s. I remember he was like 34, 35 when I was 17 something. Okay, so he's around your age. You have to accept that all you guys, him, you, it doesn't work like that. When you wanna find the truth, found it for your own sake. Learn the truth, what it is. That Imogen Stodon is not dead. She's not a bad woman. She's a living and she's a suffering woman. She's a wronged woman. Find out that Gabe's death wasn't an accident, and actually it was motivated by a company, and somebody else did an accident and he covered it up with money, and they tried to cover it up, all of them. And so it's like a huge conspiracy and almost killed you too, and they wanted you off of the equation as well. Learn that, but never use it to them, because they don't care about the truth. Why? Because the truth exposes their lies. They have built a castle of lies, and they sustain it in the foundation of the lies. The father of lies is the devil. If you shake the kingdom of Satan, how can it stand? It stands upon lies like a house of cards. So obviously when you hit them with the truth, they're gonna reject it. They're not gonna receive it, because if they receive it, they have to admit everything. Who will do that? Nobody. So when you try to defend yourself with these people, you don't say, I have a USB. No, you continue using your voice. Only that. Use your voice as they use their mystical voices. Use your voice from Yahweh and say your truth. And because the truth cuts sharp like a double-edged sword. This is from my father. His truth cuts like a double-edged sword. When you use your voice and you are steady in your truth, the truth will shine, not because people will believe you, but because my father will work everything out in your favor. Because he says there is no better rock than me. That's what he says. So you have to rely only in your voice. It's spiritual language. Only that. You fight spirit with the spirit, not with the flesh. The USB is flesh. You are trying to find the spirit that is lying, the father of lies. The people here lie from the father of lies. You are trying to fight the spirit with the flesh, which is the USB stick. It doesn't gonna work. It will never work. You have to use spirit too. They use devil, use Yahweh. Yahweh is infinitely more powerful than the devil. He's gonna shatter him with the fire from his nostrils. Trust me. Don't panic. Have your cool blood there. Have like your calm nature. Be peaceful about that. Be sure, and everything will work out your favor. The mystics like to hide, and when you shed light into the cave, they will be forced to get out. Or if they are trolls, because they are trolls, they're clowns. If they are trolls, because they're gonna get stoned by the sun. The trolls become stone in the Scandinavian mythology when they see the sun. This is how it will work with them. Okay? So don't panic and say, oh, I don't have evidence. They don't have evidence either. Okay? Play with their like rules. Okay? So you play with their rules. You play in their arena with their own rules, and you are tricking the other mother exactly like Coraline did. She didn't play fair. She played clever. She knew she would be tricked by the other mother, so she tricked the other mother. She played the mind game of the other mother. She didn't use flesh, which is we made an agreement, not that. She played with the rules that the other mother was trying to play with her, and that's why the other mother was deceived, because she was thinking I will deceive her, but she ended up being deceived because Coraline was clever enough to play the spirit game, not the flesh game. So she beat her in her own rules, in her own arena. The other mothers lost Coraline in her own fucking arena. That was like her base, right? Like you play, for example, let's say Manchester United plays with Barcelona, okay, and Manchester United has as a base Manchester, okay. Barcelona plays with Manchester in London, in UK, and Barcelona wins Manchester in Manchester. That's a humiliating win. Okay? Not only they won them in their own fucking country. That's what it means. So this is how it works. So when you play with the other mother in her own fucking other world and you win her in her own terms, in her own game, in her own fucking space, that's a humiliating win for her. That's why you have to be clever and play her own mind game. That's a mind game, essentially. That's why I say it's a spirit game. They play with spirits, play with the spirit. You're gonna fuck the fuck out of them because Yahweh is infinitely more powerful than them, and the universe is built in his own rules. He is a just God. He has morals, ethical principles. He's just, he's kind, he's compassionate. These things are infinitely better than the corrupted ones. That's why they are more powerful, because this is the truth. All this stuff are the truth. So he's gonna win nevertheless. So trust him, trust his hour, and trust his power. He will do that. He will deliver like he delivered people from the Egypt, from the people that suppressed and oppressed. He took everything from them. He humiliated the fuck out of them. Not only he took their firstborns because they refused to acknowledge him and let his people go, he also told his people, rob the shit out of the Egyptians. And they took the pottery and their clothing and everything. They had their treasures. They took them out as they left Egypt, and the Egyptians took them, gave them, and said, take them and leave, you destroyed us. Humiliating win. Yahweh won in the land of Ra, God Ra. He won them in the spirit mind game. That's why I say, don't rely on USBs, rely on the spirit. Okay, that's an even better win, even if you had the USB, because you are playing with my dad, not alone. Okay, it's better playing with company. So let's play clever. You are lying. You're a monster. You're a monster. I have to say it.
You tried to kill me.
Yeah.
How can you stand there and say these things?
Yeah.
Alex.
You're a monster.
Yeah.
Please. I know this is hard to accept. You all trust him. I did too. But I'm telling the truth.
But I'm telling the truth. This is what my dad says to everybody. But I'm telling you the truth. Verily say to you. He's always saying that he's truthful, okay?
I believe you. Of course I do.
And that's why my father says, I verily tell you, and you rely. And Steph says, I believe you. She's admitting she believes. That's how belief works in true Christianity. My father speaks, you trust him. Because he spoke and he says the truth. You believe him. That's how it works. You don't rely on evidence, you rely on your faith. Do you believe he's lying or he's saying the truth? You believe him here. Steph says, I believe you, okay? She believes.
I believe you too. I'm horrified and shocked and still processing everything, but I believe you.
Okay. I knew that she would, because we didn't take her anger out of her. Okay, if we took her anger out of her, she wouldn't support us, because she would feel alienated from everything. We let her process her anger, and she believes us now, because she's working her emotions. I didn't take it. I didn't not take her anger because I had a strategy in my mind. No, I didn't. It wasn't strategic. I didn't take her anger because I was angry with how she reacted and I didn't want to help her. And this is how I reacted even in the first gameplay that I did, and that's why she ended up helping us, because 2J took her anger and she was alienated. She was feeling outside of the box. She couldn't connect with her emotions and she couldn't help us. That's what happened in 2J's gameplay, but in our gameplay, she helps us, okay? Now Ryan is processing everything because he's our boyfriend, but he also sees that people are starting to believe us. Steph would believe anyways. This is from the game. She believes. Even if nobody believes Alex by the choices she made throughout the game, Steph always believes. This is from the game by default. But the other four people, Ducky, Charlotte, Eleanor, and Pike, and subsequently Ryan, or our choices. So if the four believe Alex, Ryan will believe. I think you have to convince three people to make Ryan believe you, but we will see how many believe us and how Ryan will believe us, okay?
I would like to speak. This young lady came to Haven as a stranger, but over the last few weeks, she's become one of us. Now, her story certainly seems unlikely, if not impossible. But she deserves at least an investigation of her claims. We ought to take her seriously.
Can you see? We made the connection with the Ducky because we found him in the tavern and we danced with him and we made connection, so he trusts us at least to investigate because he's friends with Jed, but he trusts us because of that.
Ducky, you're being unhelpful.
Okay.
Alex, sweetheart. You know our mind can play tricks on us. None of it is your fault. It's so hard to admit you need help. But struggling alone... No. You shouldn't have to go through that.
She did that because we she did that. Eleanor said that because we told her that she has Alzheimer's because we helped her. That was an important decision. But we told Riley, do you remember when I said I know the consequences of my action but I want to be truthful? I told Riley that Eleanor has Alzheimer's, and because I said that, Eleanor doesn't help. She says that we need help because she needs help. She has Alzheimer's, but she thinks we have Alzheimer's. I don't know. She's a grumpy lady, and I don't care. I don't even know why she needs. She has a vote. Like, she's almost in the grave, and you're like, Helga, what is that you are talking about? Why are we basing our argument on Eleanor who has Alzheimer's? Like, what's the connection with the story? I'm not making any sense, and this is why I disagree with democracy as an ideology. I believe that monarchy or left-wing theories like socialism, communism, they are better ideas structured than democracy, because democracy anybody can have an opinion even if they don't know anything. Okay, I respect opinions, yeah, obviously, but who said that monarchy and communism can't have people have their own opinions? They just don't have to express it in the political aspects. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's my opinion. Obviously, that democracy is a Greek idea. It's not really mine. Whoever has tampered with philosophy, say what I say. Anybody believes who has tampered with philosophy and they read ancient Greek philosophers or mystics or ex-mystics or whatever, they have seen that this is the best one, and that's not about Zeus or anything. Like, even my father elected a king. Maybe that wasn't his first choice. his first choice was to have him as king over his people, and his people were very jealous of the others. But he elected a king, Saul and then David, to rule over his people with his guidance. Okay, so the people didn't elect Saul and David. My father did. That's not democracy, though. Okay. But that's my opinion. Obviously, I'm not gonna do anything against democracy. Obviously not. But I'm telling you, anybody who is working with spirituality, they all see that at the end of the day. But that doesn't mean that democracy can't be good. It's actually good at times and has done good to people, especially like in the golden age of Pericles, the ancient Greek ruler of Athens. He was a very nice guy, and his wife was one of a kind. So yeah, that's why I am always in the middle in the spectrum. I kind of believe many things at the same time. I'm always very against far right. Okay, but apart from that, I am okay with anything else. I think I'm just stating my opinion. I'm somewhere between communism and monarchy, anarchically royalist, in other words.
We're all worried about you. Let us help you.
Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Don't worry, Alex. I got this.
He helps us because we took the fear out of him, so he's fearless now. Do you understand how it works?
For fuck's sake.
I have a USB stick full of recordings.
Yes, we went through this yesterday. Your superiors closed the case. None of us have time for conspiracies.
Can you see that the USB doesn't matter? It doesn't matter. That's not the point. That's not the point. Who cares if the USB has evidence or not? It's what you say with the spirit. It's not what you do with the flesh, okay?
Yeah. You're trying to weasel your way out of things again, huh? I know your game. I know
Don't test me, Jason.
You know what? I'm not scared of you anymore. And not of you, not Typhon.
All right, that's enough.
He's fearless. That's how a person should be. Fearless. Be courageous. Be fearless, courageous. The Lord your God goes before you wherever you go. He will not forget you and he will not forsake you.
Deputy Pike, do you have some kind of personal issue with me?
Like hell I do.
Of course.
Jason, well, given that your judgment in this matter is emotionally compromised, you should probably remove yourself from...
Cut the crap. If you think you can shut me up with...
Okay, I think he believes us because we had 3 people out of 4. Okay. You believe me? I'm sorry. What I will ask you, Zé, if you believe me or not. If you believe me, because I never think you believe what I say. I always think of you hearing me speaking, having like an ironic and sarcastic smile in your lips, like, what is this chick saying? Like, what is this pretty chick saying? And you don't really care about what I say. So, do you believe me?
You believe me, right?
What's the important matter? I'm not your lapdog anymore.
Deputy Pike, I am not responsible for any frustration.
I'm going first thing tomorrow.
Dad. Please. Come clean. We'll figure it out together.
It amazes me. The extent to which she has manipulated you.
Can you see the word he's using? Manipulated. Can you see that? Manipulated. He's using a word that comes directly from the spirit world. She manipulated your mind and you think like that because she has forced you to. Fuck.
Come on, Dad.
Never in a million years.
Come on. I hate seeing you do this.
My own son.
Dad.
My own goddamn son!
Stop.
Fuck.
know why you tried to kill me. It's not what you tell yourself. That you thought it was best for Haven. This was never about Haven at all, was it?
No.
This was about you.
Of course. Who else? Who else left them? Haven left them inside the mine to die? Of course not, no. It was him, okay?
I know it's easier not having to think about the men you buried.
Okay.
You want to look away and pretend the people you hurt aren't people.
Yep.
But I won't let you.
Didn't I say the other day that Claudius means Buddhism, and so if you say Buddhism is not a religion, or is a religion or whatever, that's like saying Claudius is not a person. Do you remember when I said that you disregard the humanity of people because the word means people, and this is what mystics do, they categorize people into words and they play with the words like they are people. Do you remember when I said that? This is what she says here. You like to pretend people you hurt aren't people. That's what a mystic would do. They would take people who are people and think them like categories, like words. That this is a word like Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Taoism. It's words. It's not people. Claudius, Flavius, Laertius, and so on. You know, that doesn't make any sense. That's what she says here. I'm just explaining the cheat codes behind it, the spiritual language behind it. Okay.
My father worked for you. His name was John.
Ironically, my father's name is Johnny. Okay, that's very ironic. He was a screw up, he was a fighter, he was a victim. He was a fighter.
The world never gave him anything for free. He fought just to stay alive. He fought for us. Maybe he was finally winning. But you killed him. And then Gabe, my big brother.
He was building a family. He was happy. He was starting over. He was building a family.
He was building a family here. Doing it his own way. Figuring it out as he went along.
Exactly. He was almost a dad.
He was so nervous about it. And so excited. And he brought me here to be part of that family. But he died. Because of you.
3 people from the same family.
And then there's me.
Same family.
For so many years, I just wanted to survive. To get through. Haven changed me. I started to think about the future.
I want to belong. I want to help people. I want to play music. I want to play music. And what would I say? I want to help people. I want to play music. Look, for me, writing stories is my way to help people, because I have this form of synesthesia. So I want to belong. No, I don't want to belong. I don't care about that. My home is the universe. I don't think I belong in this planet. Honestly, that's the least thing that makes me care. I feel whenever I read about people, Mexicans, Chinese, Greeks, British, Germans, I belong to anybody and everybody. I feel Jewish, I feel Chinese, I feel British, Greek, I feel everything. But at the same time, I feel like I'm not from this world. When I see the universe, when I see planets, when I see the solar system, I feel that this is my homeland. I don't feel that this is my home here. I feel I belong to the universe, and sometimes I feel like I wish I could live and go to see the planets from up close and see where I came from. I always feel like I came here from without a reason, out of nowhere, and my planet is somewhere out there in the solar system or even beyond. I don't know. But no, I don't want to belong. I feel I belong, but I belong in my own way. I belong in my own rules, in my own terms. I just empathize with people, but I don't feel necessarily one of them in the traditional sense. I feel like I am all of them and none of them at the same time. So, no, I don't want to belong. That's not my issue. I want to help people, but I want to do that through my art. So, yeah, obviously I help like that in here, but when I'm doing my art, I'm expressing myself and help people, so it's killing two birds with one stone for me. So I will say I wanna play music.
Playing on stage yesterday was one of the best moments I can remember.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I write, when I read my stories, when I explain my stories on my wall with my dad and say how Aris did this and that and Laertes did this and that. That's the best thing, that's euphoria for me because I can express myself through art, through my characters, but I also offer spiritual lessons for people so they can help themselves and protect themselves and stuff like that, evolve. So it's killing two birds with one stone for me.
Gabe knew that about me. He knew that if I could just play, just let myself love something, then one day I could be happy. And you tried to murder me. You would have ended my life just so you wouldn't have to face the truth. You've forgotten it.
Her eyes are flashing, as you can see, because she's an empath and she opened her third eye, let's say it like that, inside the cave. She sees with the eyes of her soul. That's how I will say it. She sees through people like I do. Like I have opened my third eye. Obviously, it's not a third eye. Like that's crappy. That's demonic. Okay. Like I see with the eyes of my soul. This is what she does too. That's why her eyes are flashing. Her mind reading is not reading auras, it's like seeing through people's actions now. She's a better version of Alex before she fell inside the pit.
Haven't you? You've plastered over it with another story.
Her eyes are flashing all the time. That you are a good man, that you are a hero. Bad people, they don't care if they are good or not. They wouldn't even care, they wouldn't even think of it. They would think they are heroes. My father is teaching you how to be a good person with his law and stuff. Zeus has to teach you if you are a hero or not. If you are a hero, you go to heaven in Greek mythology and in the religion of Bashir as well. If you are fighting in a war, you go to heaven in these religions, both his religion and Greek religion. You go with Zeus, okay? That's why they are the same, okay? So, the same person, I mean. So, people who aren't with Yahweh don't care if they are good guys. They care if they are heroes, okay? They are with Zeus, that you are a hero. You play with your own mind, with their own rules, in their own terms, in their own arena, with the spirit, okay?
Yourself. You're a hero. A strong leader.
Yeah. Leader, they wanna be called leaders. Mystics thrive to be called leaders. They thrive to have a fan base. They wanna have a cult following. This is how they thrive. They wanna be something they are not. They think they are gods. This is how I began the game. Jed thought he's God. That's where your problems start and that's where they end.
Sometimes that means making hard choices. Decisions that could lead to people dying.
Yep.
Few men could handle that. Haven's lucky to have you.
Exactly, this is how he thinks. Can you see?
But that's the lie. If you scrape it away, what do we see?
That's the problem, Zay. It's not that he's a good guy, that he made the right choice. The leader has to kill some people. That's how it works. It's not if he's a good guy. I will show you here the choice right here if you say he's a good guy.
You tell yourself you're a good man. You take care of so many people. You gave me a roof and a job. You checked on me when I was grieving. Such a good, generous man.
Can you see the difference? Did you see the difference that if he's a good guy, you show right now, you tell yourself another story that you're a good guy, that you care. No, it doesn't work like that. He thinks he's a hero. But if you are with my father, you think you are a good guy. If you are with Zeus, you think that you are a hero, that you will die as a soldier of war and you will go to him. That's the lie. She said it, that you care because you are a leader, and the good leader has to sacrifice lives in order to be a good leader for the rest. That's what Zeus says. That's the correct way to answer to these people. Not play with the the actual reality, but their reality. Turn their lies on their heads and make them see their illusions and delusions face to face. So, if we scrape it away, she said, what do we see? You're a pawn, you're selfish, you're a coward. He's not a coward, he's not a pawn, he's selfish. Why? If he was a coward, that wouldn't mean he's a bad guy, and he wouldn't make. If he was a coward, he wouldn't have reacted like that. It's the opposite of being a hero. Is not being a coward. Like, you are not a hero, you are a coward. This is how Zeus would react. Like, if you are not a hero, you are a coward. You left your spot in the war, so you are not going to heaven. No. And when she says you are a pawn of what? He decided to kill them. He's not really a pawn. Typhon didn't force him to kill them. Okay, he did it. Okay, maybe he's not God, as I said, but nobody forced him to do that. To take this choice. He decided it by himself. He's not a pawn, therefore he's not a coward. He's selfish. He acted out of his own selfishness, not when he was in the thrill of the moment and he did it he didn't have moments to think better, but after what he did afterwards with me, with Gabe, with Typhon signing and trying to bury the evidence, all that shows that he's selfish and he's motivated by selfishness. He didn't do it for Ryan, he didn't do it for Haven, he did it for himself. He wanted to cover up his bullshit because this is mysticism. He's acting in secret, okay? You're selfish.
11 years ago, you led a group of men to their deaths. And you were too selfish to say those words out loud.
Exactly. She sees through him, then we see his eyes. So much to lose.
The love of your wife.
The love of your wife.
The respect of your son.
The respect of your son.
The comfort and ease you had walking around the world.
What did Persis do in the novel? He's afraid if Julia finds out who he really is, he's gonna lose her. If Inoni learns who he really is, that he's lying in the name of Rasus, he will lose her. He will lose everybody around him. That's what he's afraid, because he's selfish. He doesn't want to come clean. He wants to perpetuate the lie so he can walk around like a free guy. Can you see that? This is the same person, Zed. Zed and Persis are the same person, essentially.
All of that mattered more to you than those men's lives.
Exactly. He didn't care about the people. Persis doesn't care about the people he's hurting by saying Rasus told me this and that. He cares only about himself, his family, and his daughter and his wife, nothing more. Nothing beyond that. And he's not caring about them at the end of the day. He's caring about himself, how his family sees him as a hero. Because he's speaking with Zeus. Okay, does that make any sense?
I can feel you trying to pull away. Don't. truth hurts. Sometimes it's so awful you think you're gonna break. But when you come out the other side, and you're whole and free and still alive, then you'll finally know how strong you really are.
Can you see her eyes?
I see the truth about you. You hate yourself. You hate what you did in the past.
Yeah, he does.
You hate what you've done to keep it secret. And the more you deny that hatred, the worse it grows.
Okay.
I know who you are.
Yep.
I've seen the worst parts of you.
Yep. Exactly. But I forgive you and I condemn you. Ze, you know me, I would wanna so much say I condemn you. Because I'm Old Testament, but my father, I'm always respecting his wishes, always. When it comes to you, when it comes to anybody, I respect what he says, because he's God and he knows better than I do. My father wants to say I forgive you. He said forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Okay, forgive you. I don't even have to explain anything more. I forgive you. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. That you do it for Yahweh. You don't do it for them. I forgive you.
And I forgive you.
As you can see, yeah, it hit hard. Always respect what my father says you have to do. He knows better. You think you know better, but you are deluded. You don't. My father knows better. Trust his gut. Trust his instinct. Okay? That's how it works.
And the news is still coming in on the Typhon mining scandal that has rocked the western slope town of Haven Springs, where a council meeting was the scene for shocking revelations. Local bar owner and council president Jed Lucan admitted in a tearful confession to covering up the deaths of 7 Typhon employees as their manager 12 years ago. A recent cover-up, which involved a clandestine and unpermitted explosion to thwart inspections, caused the death of Haven local Gabe Chen last month. Mr. Lucan is currently in police custody, awaiting arraignment. We will have plenty more about this developing story, including the resignation of Typhon CEO, the market impact, and what it all means for your drive time commute coming right.
As you can see, everybody is shocked by the revelations. Jed is in prison. He will go to prison better.
The silence is worse.
He is in custody and he will go to prison.
I need to get some air. After summoning all my strength and will, I've got some continued support for you.
Okay. Do you have any texts? Arthur, when did you learn that your father lived in Heaven Springs and worked with Jed Lucan? Okay, that's an journalist. I will let you see him. Where is it? Where is it? The Arthur. Okay, so read this. Okay. So that's the joint conversation. Okay. I don't even know what to say, Alex. My heart breaks for what you have endured. No one should have to live through that. But just remember that Ethan and I are here for you. Thanks, Char. What you did wasn't easy. I won't forget it. Ducky. Dear Alex, you've been through an awful lot these past few weeks, but your resilience and courage continues to astound me. I have no doubt that you will weather this affront against your person with the same grace as you demonstrated to me during our lovely dance at the Spring Festival. Do you remember? This is what made him turn with us. A moment I will not soon forget, so please remember that we are here for you. Sincerely, Reginald McAllister III. I know and I appreciate you sticking up for me, Ducky. Mac. Easier said than done. Hi, Chen. Didn't think you would actually take down Typhon. You're braver than I ever imagined. Now you owe me a new job. I'm glad you're okay, really. Haha, thanks, Mac. Okay, that was fun. Okay, so the other, growing up, my dad was a hero, and after the accident, he was the whole town's hero. It was the best feeling in the world to know others saw him the same way as I did, and no one questioned it. Even when the strange phone call started, the late nights locking his office when he left the house. But it was all lies, and now I know the truth because you showed it to us. I really care about you. I care about you too. Thank you, Ryan. I need a little time to clear my mind. I'll call you soon. I promise I'll be here, he said. Steph, Alex, you're incredible, and I'm here for you no matter what. Call me after a minute if you need anything. Okay. I know. Thank you for having my back. It meant so much. Okay. Award-winning bad material right here. Thanks. You're pretty amazing too. You know, sucks. Jessica. Okay. Okay, so that's a journalist, Diane. Hi, Alex. I wanted to wish you a wonderful first spring festival. Unfortunately, I have to work through it this year. But I appreciated our conversation earlier today. It was great getting to know you better. Thanks, Diane. The feeling is mutual. Okay. Obviously, yeah.
You ever swing a pick before, Mr.
Chen, John, and but I'm a hard worker, and I learn fast, and I don't mind long hours.
That's so unfortunate.
You don't have somebody waiting on you at home?
No, sir.
Well, John, guess you're a hell diver now.
That's so bad. Interview.
I am now a double victim. First to Jed Lucan's horrible deception, and now to Typhon's attempts to scapegoat me for their crimes. But I will fight, tooth and nail, to ensure that the real story is told and my name is cleared. Thank you.
Sounds like Diane is angling for a book deal. Hopefully it ends up in the fiction section where it belongs.
Exactly.
They say I was powered by adrenaline that whole morning. Now I'm mostly powered by extra strength Advil. And these.
Obviously. Because she's hurt. Okay, somebody's in the door. Oh, Ryan. Yuze, you are in my door. You came to apologize for the crap you did to our relationship.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm not sorry. You should be sorry. You fucked us. You fucked my degree and our relationship. You are a fucker. You dumb ass. Dump me.
So, what's next for Alex Chen? I guess I'm asking because I'm in. I mean, whether it's here or anywhere else, if you want me, I'm there.
You would leave Haven, thank you. You would leave
You would really leave Haven?
Sure. What's left for me here anyway? Unless you were staying.
I'm not used to getting to decide what I want. I guess I'd better think about it.
I guess so. You know where to find me.
The last decision is to either stay or leave. Usually I pick leave, and I live with Ryan and we go to sing in the States, like a tour, but I think this time I will pick stay, because we had friends and I'm just, like I'm thinking like stay in the same place. You have your community and stuff, friends to care about. But I think it's better to stay now.
All right. Just tell me.
What?
My future. What to do? The night of the Spring Fest, Ryan made a strong case for why I should stay in Haven. The idea of making this place my home. It seemed nice. Of course, that was before all the shit went down. Come on, you're the know-it-all. So tell me.
I bet
Actually,
my
I do
shit.
know what you should do.
I bet my shit that this is like, I don't know, like this is how my dad would have the story, I think, before the producers killed off Gabe. I think the original sequence was Gabe being there alive and they kept him as a ghost because they killed him. Does that make any sense? How the story was written.
You should stay in Haven.
You're right. Really, really.
You really think so?
Of course. You finally have a home, a job, people who actually like you. Why would you give that up?
That's true.
Then again, maybe leaving would be better.
What?
You're young, you suddenly have a little money, friends, and don't you think it's time to give this music thing a real shot? No, you should definitely leave.
Oh, fuck off. Stop it, Gabe. I don't need the mysterious spirit bullshit right now. I just need my big brother.
Oh, that's bad.
Sorry.
I know.
But here's something. It's 3 hours from now. A bus pulls away. You're not on it. Brian approves. Life goes on. You go back to work. You settle into a routine. one day, with almost no warning, Steph up in Bolt's town. It hurts.
Okay, so Steph left, he says.
But she does offer you a going away present. Her job. You take it. All those years of being a music snob finally pay off. And little by little, time does its thing.
Helga, what would Helga do? I would live with you. That's what I would do in real life. I would choose to live. But this seems
The apartment
ideal.
starts to feel less like a museum, and more like a home. Thoughts of Jed, of Typhon, even of me, begin to fade into the background. The rooftop is your stage. You perform every week to a small but adoring group of fans. Maybe while you play, you wonder what could have been. Performing for more people in more cities, sharing your music with the world. Or maybe you never think about that much at all. You don't know exactly when it happens, but one day you look around and find that you have transformed this place just as much as it has transformed you.
Okay, I am torn. I have. Okay.
And the most extraordinary thing of all is just how normal it feels. You don't question it, you don't doubt it, or wonder what might have been. It's your life. The life you fought so hard to have. And for the first time in a long time, you just live.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
You really think I'll transform Haven?
Of course, you already have. With your gift, your music, just by being you. But Alex, that doesn't mean you have to stay. You have the potential to do that anywhere you go.
Go where?
Where am I supposed to go? I don't have any other home.
That is true. But you didn't have any home before coming here. And look what happened. The truth is, there's no telling what that version of your future might be. The only promise is the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think?
Look, Ze, after I heard everything, I just wanna leave. And look, oh no, the game, Helga, I would like to stay in Haven, okay? But I know what will happen if I press Seek Adventure. So I would like to tell you, in-game Helga would stay in Haven. I will show you now the stay in Haven option.
I know what I want.
Okay, you saw that 3 edits in this video. So I will play Seek Adventure not because I wanted in-game Helga to do that, but because a real-life Helga would like to bail the fuck out of this place and go and seek her dreams about writing, whether in London, whether in Edinburgh. I don't really give a shit. I just would like a cottage house like I had it. My father says calendar, okay. I would like a cottage with animals and you by my side. So yeah, I wanna show you how I would like my real life how to be. That's why I showed you just now the in-game Helga how she would react, but real life Helga would be Seek Adventure. Okay. This is how it will
I know
be.
what I want.
I will show you how it will be. The real Helga. She says, I know what I want. Okay? The bus is coming. The bus story. Okay. The bus is coming, and what do you think? Are we going alone? Ryan comes with us. Wow. Did you see what I meant? That's why I picked this. Not because I wanted in-game, but I want to show you in real life what I would like. We take the bus. We take the fucking bus and we bail. And Charlotte, Ducky, and Pike were with us. They are our friends. We left fucking Haven. I like the mountains. I told you I would stay in my game, but real life Helga wants to pursue her dreams in writing. Okay, I would like to find a publisher and publish my book. Okay, so that's Helga trying to become famous and rich. Okay, we have a text. So, I need a little time to clear my mind. I call you soon prom. I'll be here. You're gonna be fantastic, you said. You're the first time ever that... Hold on a second. You have to see that. I will put this as the fucking... let's put it here. Like, how's that thing called? Thumbnail. I will put that as a thumbnail because you have finally to start using the emojis in your fucking phone. Can you see? He says you're gonna be fantastic. Yeah. And you put two emojis, a heart, a hand gesture, and the rock gesture, and a guitar. Yeah, babe. Yeah, you for the first time you text like a real normal person. So he's with us and we'll go and sing for many people. We are famous.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Chen.
That was the game. That was the fucking game. We finished it. But thank you. So Alex stayed in Haven Springs. Alex hit the road to play his music. Okay, we did that and we did both options as you saw, but real life Helga would wanna leave the fuck out of here with you, but in-game Helga would stay in Haven as we saw. So Alex forgave Jed for his actions. Alex claimed she didn't learn anything in Haven. Some members of the council stood with Alex. Okay, Alex wanted to play her music in the future. Alex wanted to belong somewhere in the future. Alex wanted to help meet more people in the future. No, Alex wanted to play her music in the future. Alex didn't sit on the bed. Ryan Ryan stood by Alex during the vote. This is what we chose. Charlotte sided with Alex during the vote. Eleanor offered to get Alex help. Pike sided with Alex during the vote. Ducky sided with Alex during the vote. Ryan believed Alex during the vote. Ryan leaves Haven to be with Alex. Ryan and Alex don't get together, for example, or Ryan and Alex start dating in Haven Springs. No, Ryan leaves Haven to be with Alex. Steph and Alex don't get together. We didn't romance her. Okay, so that was the games. I hope you liked it. So tomorrow the game was very big, so we didn't have time for double exposure. So tomorrow we will play the double exposure. I haven't played that fucking game. I have only played about 3-4 chapters in the first chapter, like the first 3 checkpoints, let's say. So I haven't played it. I don't even know what the fuck it is about. It's about a murder again, like always, but like max and stuff, but I'm not quite sure what it is about. I only know very basic, so I don't know. We will play it together for the first time, and I'm very excited about that, obviously. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Love you very much. I hope you contact me like for real, like Ryan did. Didn't he send the fucking emojis? Yeah, that's what you have to do. Anyway, see you tomorrow, and bye.